Unlike props, which are a collection of values that are meant to be passed into our component as static values, not meant to be changed by our component, state represents a collection of values that is meant to be managed as well as updated by our component. So to get us started using state, I'm going to set up a constructor method here. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to call super. This is going to give the keyword this the context within our component rather than its parent class react.component. So here we're going to set up this.state equal to an object. I'm going to create a key called text. So I'm going to say this is the state text. So to use state within our JSX, we interpolate it just like we do this.props, but this time we're going to say this.state and then the key that we're looking for. So in this case, it's txt. And we can see in the browser there we get this is the state text. Now again, this is meant to be managed and updated by our component. So I'm going to create a method here called update that takes in an event. It's important to note this is not a part of the specification. This is just a custom method on our component. And I'm simply going to call this dot set state. And I'm going to pass in a new object with a key of text. And I'm going to get a new value off of that event. So I'm going to say e.target.value. Now to get that working, I'm going to wrap this JSX in a parent node, so we only have a single node being delivered by our render method. I'm going to create an input here, and on its onChange event, I'm going to call this.update, the custom method that we created. I'm going to go ahead and bind that to the context of this. Now when we run that, we've got our default state text here, and when we type in this is the new text. We can see that our state is in fact being updated, and every time we call this.setState, our render method is being rerun. It's important to note here that the call of this.setState only overwrites the values that we actually send into it. So if I created another value in our state here for cat and its default is 0, and we'll go ahead and output that right here after the text value. So here I'll just say cat, save that. We can see that in the browser when we change our state, the value for cat in our state is not lost. Only the value for text is updated.